everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady.
And I'm Aiden the Gardener.
And this morning we are trying to beat the heat. It's going to be like, what, 101 today?
Yeah.
With a heat index of like 110. We are going to get these 100-gallon root pouches. We're going to finish planting them and we're going to get them mulched so that they will look nice, hold extra moisture, and be ready for the summer, get ready for the heat. I got this accomplished last night when the sun went down and the temperatures were somewhat tolerable, though very humid. So I've got in here already a cucumber. I have this squash whose name escapes me. It's from Dewey. So it's kind of a cool Asian squash that's basically just gonna cover the whole greenhouse. We've got 2 tomatoes planted. These are beefsteak. And then 2 peppers and eggplant. In the midst of this, you see how we have so much open space?
Yes.
Guess what we're gonna plant? My favorite thing ever. We're gonna plant peanuts. First of the season. So let me give you a close-up as to how we do this. So Aiden's already kind of an expert at this because you've been planting peanuts for most of your life.
Yes.
But the process is really simple. You're gonna split them open. And you can actually plant them in the case, but really you're not better, it doesn't really matter, but you can take them out of the case. The key thing is when you press them into the soil, you don't wanna split the nut open. So you just kinda wanna dig a small hole and drop it in. And you can put the shell in there as well. And we're just gonna plant, I don't know, we're just gonna fill this whole thing up. Some of these, the peanuts aren't necessarily gonna germinate. See, this one is really small. This one's okay. So we'll get these planted. And basically the peanuts will just grow as a ground cover. It's kind of a low profile. They have cool yellow flowers. The flowers do get pollinated and then a peg forms and that drives into the soil, and that's actually where the fruit forms. Remember, peanuts are not actually nuts, they're fruit. There's a lot of confusion from the botanical definition to the common names. And they're a nitrogen fixing legume. So this is the other reason to grow them with tomatoes and peppers and eggplants and cucumbers, that they naturally provide nitrogen. So that helps lower our requirements for fertilizer. And really, we're gonna mulch it now, but only very lightly. By the time these peanuts really get growing, you won't even be able to see the ground in here because we're planting a good amount. And you know, I think we could go ahead and plant peanuts in these smaller pots that I'm pairing with peppers as well. Okay. All right, I made the difficult decision to remove the celery. It's kind of always hurts my heart because it's never quite ready to be pulled out at this time. But I really want to get these replanted officially. So you can see what I'm gonna do is just kind of dig up this existing soil. We're not having to add any more soil. You know, these have been filled for several years. We just planted them over and over again. And in addition to the 2 peppers and tomatoes that I added yesterday, we're gonna add another giant tomato and a couple more peppers just to fill out this pot. And then just like over there, we will put more peanuts in and it'll be planted. All right, so I've dug a fairly good sized hole here. And the reason for that is because you can see how long this tomato stem is. And I'd like to get this planted in a way where more stem is touching the soil. So I actually need to make this wider so we can actually lay the tomato down. And that just gives it more ability to root efficiently. It's got to go with that crook. There we go. And you can see we already have the cattle fence panel in place as a stake for the tomatoes. Now that gets covered, and these peppers can come in This is sweet, I'm not sure, Samson? I'm not sure, can't quite read that writing. But a sweet pepper nonetheless. And now, final step is the peanuts, mulch, we'll get it watered in. So we thought we'd do a close-up of the peanut planting. So Aiden's just cracking it, and then do it again so that we can see it a little better. There you go. He's literally thumbing it in. Like when I use that term, I'm being very literal. Well, I hope you'll all agree this was a dramatic transition from the utter chaos that was here. And now it's fully planted for the summer with peppers, tomatoes, eggplants, cucumbers, and peanuts. We still have a few cool season crops in this one. We left a few broccolis and a couple of celeries. It always breaks my heart to pull out celery and parsley because the swallowtails love it. But I really would like to get summer started. So I don't regret getting these all cleaned up. Well, I hope this video will be helpful for all of you, and I hope you'll consider planting peanuts as a ground cover, even in containers or in the ground. We will definitely be doing a lot of peanuts in the ground in the coming weeks as we get more gardens cleaned up from the spring to summer transition. And be sure to subscribe to the Breathe the Plant Lady YouTube channel for more practical gardening advice. And be sure to tune in to my weekly garden tours where I will share regular updates with all of you on how these beautiful summer crops will grow in these 100-gallon root pouches filled with soil cube. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.